it is a travesty in my mind that the Republican Party here in Missouri is again, propping up a guy like Ed Martin, who so obviously has no interest in the public good, who so obviously has no interest in serving, in being a public servant. I mean,
he doesn't even have an issues page on his website, Scott. I mean, how can you vote for someone that you don't know where he stands on the issues unless you happen to know him personally? And how many people know him personally? I mean, really know what he stands for?
Well, I mean, folks like Ed Martin, I don't speak badly about too many people, but Ed's one of those. I will say he's everything that's wrong in government today, and a party that attacks a citizen. At the time I was a 29-year-old guy who woke up one Monday morning and was locked out of the governor's office, told not to come in, and they not only did they challenge on the Sunshine Law, but tried to distract people by lodging a smear campaign against me unlike anything ever seen before.
Yeah, now you see, Scott, to me that's conspiracy, and that is breaking the law, don't you think? I mean, isn't that a conspiracy when more than one person plots to destroy another individual, even if financially?
I think there were so many directions that this could have gone and did go. I mean, at one point there was a lawsuit filed by the state of Missouri against, there was also a lawsuit filed by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, the Kansas City Star, and the Associated Press for access to these emails, and then I had my own personal lawsuit that included wrongful termination and defamation. And at the end of the day, I do think there was some meat left on the bone, but at the same time, some bad actors got their due, and I think Ed Martin's a bad actor who got his due and should and will get it again. And I applaud anybody who runs based on character and runs because they want to serve and have the right motivation to do so. Ed Martin has been successful in showing that he has none of those qualities. And so a party that backs a man like Ed Martin, there's something wrong.
Yeah, and that includes, folks, the St. Louis Tea Party, which I'm really disappointed in. I know not all tea parties are the same. Some are Republican tea parties. Others are strictly independent tea parties. I happen to be good friends with a man who's involved with the independent side nationally, and another man who just got the thump from the Republican national ticket. And I'm talking about Mark Williams. I don't know him well, just through emails, but it's a mixture of different people. Generally, Republicans or conservatives or and independents, and it really started off as an independent movement. But the St. Louis Tea Party Scott, really disappoints me because they're just, at least the leadership is lock, stock, and barrel going for Ed Martin, and I don't know if the rank and file is. I hope not. Do you want to weigh in on that or not?
I've heard that. I've spoken at some Tea Party events down here. I was at a constitutionalist seminar on Saturday with the Branson Tea Partiers put on, and there were a lot of Republicans in attendance, and I was there in attendance. And my challenge, and by the way, I walk out of Tea Party events to quite a bit of applause after telling my story, some who are already familiar with it, saying, if you're an independent voice, and I applaud the Tea Party in general. I mean, I think it's great that a candidate with less money, less funding, less establishment support can shake up the system. That's what I did. Right. I mean, that's what I stand for.